Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Terrible Thief here, back with another video. Today's video, guys, is gonna be another story time, and I'm sorry for the hoarseness in my voice. I'm beginning to get a little bit sick, y'all, but I hope I get better soon, and I just wanted to get on here, and I wanted to make a video for y'all. So, guys, today's story time is gonna be multiple story times in one. And it's basically going to be the time I almost exploded my face off with butane gas. And also, it's going to be about the time when I got too fucking drunk and almost blacked out on a glacier, guys. So, from right there, you guys know this is going to be a fucking banger of a story time, y'all. Now, guys, this story time actually takes place during the summer of 2024, y'all. So, basically, I was working with my buddies. We were just doing landscaping shit, right? And this actually takes place during the 4th of July, and so we all had time off for that, and everyone was taking time off at work, and they were like, yeah, you guys shouldn't even probably come in the next day, because I know y'all are going to be hung the fuck over. So, basically, we just got a decent amount of time off of work, and guys, this story time actually takes place right when me and my friends were filming the Geeked Nature vlog. So I might link that video in the description, but basically me and all my pals wanted to go on a big camping trip, and we basically went to this town that was pretty close to our city, just a little bit farther away from our hometown. But they actually had like this pretty cool trail, and there was like hella old mining equipment and shit. So basically, me and all my friends, we pull up to this spot. We're like, what's up? I pick up my friend. We drive 45 minutes down to this fucking town, right? And we pull up to the trailhead, and immediately we just start toking, right? We just start lighting up, me and my bro. We're boxing my fucking whip. We're boxing Jessica. That's the name of my truck, is Jessica. But we're boxing Jessica. We got our bulls going, and our other friends pull up, right? And that's when we start getting the twisteds, because guys, before this trip, I made sure to stock the fuck up. Like, I got a fuck ton of vodka, I got a fuck ton of twisteds, I got a fuck ton of weed, and of course, I got the shroomies, guys, because if it's gonna be a camping trip out in nature, I'm gonna take the shroomies. But basically, guys, that's why I was so tweaked out in the Geeked Nature vlog video. And that's why I was like talking about Sky Brie and all this shit, because I was just geeking hard off the shrooms. But anyways, all my buds pull up, right? And we just start drinking right away. Or at least I do. Like, I just start pounding the fucking twisteds. And, basically, it takes me a while because my dumbass didn't pack my backpack. Like, my dumbass didn't put all the alcohol and everything in my backpack before we started hiking up. So I basically was like packing as everybody was fucking leaving, like a dumbass, because I'm an idiot and I never plan ahead for a lot of situations. But I also had hella food. Like, I had these Mountain House thingies, and I also had a little stove, like a little butane stove, where you put the little thing on the canister, and then you like push the button, and then it eventually will ignite a flame, and then you can control the gas valve, and it will let out a certain amount of gas, and that is basically how big it makes the flame. And so basically, I like strap on the fucking Tito's on my bag. Like, there's literally a fucking can of Tito's just hanging off my bag, and it's the 5 of us. And of course, we're just going to call my friend Javier. He was the friend that I drove up, and fuck it, I'm just going to call my other friend. I'm going to use his real name. Let's just say Noah. That's his real name. And then my other friend, I don't know if I should just give the rest of these people names, but I was just in a group with 5 people. Let's just leave the rest unnamed for the sake of this video. But basically, we're hiking up. I have the Tito's strapped to my bag, and I'm carrying a fuck ton of alcohol. I'm carrying the weed. I'm carrying shrooms, right? And as I'm walking up, these like old people walk by us and they're like, oh, he's carrying all the good stuff. But basically what happens is that I was the slowest motherfucker in the group because I was carrying all the good shit. I was carrying a fuck ton of alcohol. And so two of my friends, fuck it, we're giving another one of my friends a name. But Javier, basically, and our other friend, they were up ahead of us. And they basically weren't waiting for me. So it was me, Noah, and let's just give this kid the name Johnny. Now, Johnny and Noah were like making sure, they were like staying with me because I was just slow as fuck. And I also worked a leg day like right before this, like a fucking dumbass. As I said, guys, I do not plan ahead for this shit. So it's a very Sean thing to work legs before a backpacking trip. Like that's the most Sean thing ever. Like, of course I'm gonna fucking do some dumb shit like that. But basically, we're like, my friends Johnny and Noah were like, yo, we should pop these fucking shrooms because those motherfuckers took off without us. So that's what we do. We start climbing a mountain, and then I take these shrooms, and as we're climbing this mountain, we leave our packs down below. But like, I just start looking into the mountains and I start seeing like faces, I guess. Like I almost see like Mount Rushmore because I was geeking and I thought I saw like George Washington's head in the mountain, and then the trees were looking all swirly. And keep in mind, guys, I was already stoned and drunk, so I was basically tri-geeked at this time. Now, guys, I start to feel like really elevated, like I'm ascending to a higher level of humanity. And for a second, I just get this urge to like jump off the fucking mountain. And I'm like, guys, it's kicking in. I think I want to launch myself off the mountain. And I was just geeking, and they're like, no, don't fucking do that. And like, I am always, whenever I geek, I always sometimes just say wild shit, or I put myself in crazy situations. So I basically had to like find my way off this fucking mountain because I was just so geeked off these shrooms. And I was just like, oh shit. Like, I don't know. I just had an urge to just jump off this fucking mountain because like, I just thought that was like my destiny or some shit because I was just so fucked up. But after this event, me and my friends, we keep hiking, and then there's like a little waterfall crossing, so we actually get across that just fine. And guys, I actually did record part 2 for the Geeked Nature vlog, so there's more unshared footage. So I actually just need to make a part 2 and release it to show you guys what the fuck was going on. But it was just me and my friends just geeking out on shrooms. It was so fun. But we get to the tent, or we get to the campsite, we start setting up the tent, but I'm too fucked up to really do anything. And me and my friends, we play this game called Race the Drugs. So basically we just take shrooms before we set everything up. And then like sometimes nothing gets set up because we're too fucked up to set anything up. And so like, honestly guys, if you guys are camping, I advise to set up the camp before you take the drugs. Like that's just a little word of advice, because if you take the drugs before, chances are you're going to just be relying on like one sober person to set everything up. And that's just not cool, guys. But anyways, I was geeking off these shrooms, right? And I was hungry as fuck. So I was like, you know what would be really fucking yummy right now? So a motherfucking cup of whiskey and Coke and some ramen. So I want to cook some fucking ramen noodles. I want to get my mountain house, right? So I get all those things out. I get all those things ready, right? And then I start prepping this little camping stove that I had. So I get the stove out, I set up the little butane canister, I screw the top on the stove, and then I like turn the little thingy, like the little handle on the stove to where it will let out like a certain amount of gas. And then I kind of twist it a little too far left, so too much gas is being released. But I'm tripping on mushrooms right now as I'm setting up this fucking stove. So like, I honestly had no clue what was going on, and I had no idea how much gas I was actually letting out. And so I push the igniter button on the little stove. I go click, 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 and then it goes boom. And there's just a fucking fireball just right next to my face, and I'm like, holy shit. It honestly just scared the fuck out of me, because here I am just tripping, having a good time. I'm stoned, I'm drunk, I'm feeling good, and I got the munchies. Like, I got the drunken high munchies at the same time. So I'm like, I'm fucking hungry, I want some motherfucking food. And I almost exploded my face off. And right after I do this, my friend Johnny just immediately runs over to me, and he's like, no, you're in timeout. You're in timeout. Go over there. So he basically just like escorts me away from the campsite, but I'm just geeking on shrooms. So I'm like, no. So I'm like just resisting him. Like, he's trying to physically put me in timeout, and I'm just like resisting him and like pushing him away and shit. And then I just like start running up to all my friends and just start like pushing them and like not attacking them like I'm gonna kill them, but just like lightly attacking them. I'm like pushing them and like gently hitting them and shit. I'm like lightly punching them and shit. And then, guys, after this, we basically just stay up the entire night, and we just drink a fuck ton of alcohol. We smoke a ton of fucking weed, and we take even more shrooms. And one of my friends is like, how did they put numbers in the phone? I don't understand how they put numbers in the phone. And I'm just fucked up, so I'm just laughing, because it's just the funniest shit I ever heard. Like, this kid was tripping, Javier was tripping so hard he couldn't even understand how they put numbers in his phone, guys. There's just an iconic clip of me out there somewhere of me just laughing my ass off when he said this. But that was probably like the most I've ever drinking and smoked in an entire night. So we were obviously celebrating the 4th of July, like a bunch of good old American boys, just getting fucked up in the woods, having a grand old time. But eventually the rest of the group like splits off, and it's just me and Noah, and we can't even find the group. And then pretty soon Noah disappears, so it's just me, and I have to find the entire group. And at this point, I'm pretty trashed. Like, I am just incredibly drunk, guys, incredibly wasted. I mean, I was absolutely drunk enough to get behind the wheel in my Chevy and just straight up massacre a family of 5 down the road. All while blasting Katy Perry, of course, guys. And so my friends are like on this mountain, right? And I'm basically just walking across this little glacier at nighttime. It's pitch black, just trying to like look for my friends. Well, actually, it wasn't even that dark out, because I'm from Alaska, so the sun like doesn't really set in the summertime. But it was like getting pretty dark out, towards like still a little bit hard to see, I guess. And so we were just on the mountains, and I walk up and I'm like trying to like talk to my friends. I'm like yelling at them. I'm like, guys, come back. I'm too fucked up. And I'm just like on a sheet of ice, right? And I just feel my hands go numb. I feel my feet go numb, because the booze, the alcohol, it's really starting to kick in. And I just can't feel anything anymore. And for a second, I feel like I'm going to pass out on the glacier. And my friends are like, go back to camp. And I'm just like, fuck. But then I realize that my friends are closer than the camp, so I muster all the strength I have just to go and hang out with them. So once I'm with them, we smoke even more weed, we drink even more, and then we get back to the tents, and we just hotbox the fucking tents. We just box the shit out of these fucking tents. And after that, we go to sleep. We only probably get like 4 hours of sleep, and then we wake up. And once we wake up, I feel fine, guys, because obviously I have a superpower, and my superpower is that I don't get drunk at all. Or, excuse me, of course I get fucking drunk. My superpower is that I don't get hungover at all after I drink. So the morning after, I was completely fine, but Noah was not fine. He was puking. He was feeling like shit. And throughout the entire hike, it was me, Johnny, and Noah, and the rest of the group, like Javier and our other friend who was with us, they basically just hiked way far ahead of us. So it was basically the original 2 people that were hiking up with me. I was basically with them hiking back down the mountain. And so we get down, and after that, I'm just like, all right, that was fucking fun. But we were like, all right, let's head back into our hometown. So that's what we do. I head back into my hometown, and I actually find this dirty old cigarette in my truck, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking smoke this shit. So I smoke this ciggy. I get canes. It was a good 4th of July, y'all. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching this story. If you've stayed to this long in the story time, guys, I just like to thank you. But yeah, guys, just please please subscribe. And I'm sorry I haven't been making a lot of content lately. There's been some things in my personal life, which I can make story times on those for sure to fill you guys in. But there's been some things that have happened in my personal life that have made me kind of a busy man. So I haven't really been able to keep y'all informed and keep y'all entertained. So I'm going to do that more, guys. But I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys. Have a good one. Terrible Thief, signing off.